Hi there, I'm Ulf Hall and I've written a book about leadership. Guiding Lights, 57 Women on Leadership. Now you might think, what in the world can this grey-haired, slightly stout guide tell us about female leadership? To say nothing of what I actually know about women. Now that's a very good question, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I've had the pleasure and privilege of meeting some of Sweden's most successful leaders. And with the help of my friend Julfi, we will tell you what they have in common, what they all or nearly all say has been the secret of their success. And the good news is that you will be able to use these secrets as soon as we've finished in 10 minutes from now. The book Guiding Lights features a broad mix of company leaders, board professionals, entrepreneurs and people from the armed forces, the church and sport, because I wanted to get as many different perspectives as possible. After I'd written the book, I was curious to find out what they were actually saying. Was there a pattern? Were there common ingredients in their way of leading themselves and others? And yes, there was. I found 9 areas which everyone or nearly everyone saw as decisive for their success. And I've grouped the 9 areas into 3 main areas: how leadership is conducted, individual characteristics, and balance. Now let's start with the first main area. Julfi, please tell us shortly about yourself and what all the guiding lights in my book were in agreement to.
Yes. Hi there. My name is Julfi. I'm sure you don't know me, so let me quickly introduce myself. I'm representing 57 of Sweden's most successful leaders, people who have achieved goals and turned visions into reality. So if you take all of those 57 leaders and combine them into one person, this is exactly what they would look like. Back to the book. There were 4 things we have in common when it comes to how leadership is conducted. They were about putting employees at the center, communicating in simple, clear terms, creating a common vision, delegating instead of steering through detailed control. As you can see, it's a matter of common sense and nothing else. But for some reason, many people abandon common sense when they enter an office. I don't understand why. The traditional boss likes to place himself at the top of the pyramid, rule with a rod of iron, steer through detailed control, and constantly check that orders have been followed. We, Guiding Lights, on the other hand, place ourselves at the center of the organization and work via our colleagues. We let our colleagues do what they're best at, their job.
So, it's about having the same attitude as Marika Domanski Lyfors, former coach of the Swedish women's national soccer team.
I believe there's something to be gained from every person you meet.
And Tilde Björfors, founder of Cirkus Cirkör, a Swedish circus group, talks among other things of the importance of having a common vision.
Generally speaking, I believe we have too little visionary thinking at all levels. Keeping the dream and vision alive is even more important when times are tough. I'm certain that if everyone was able to influence developments, it would result in less sick leave.
And talking about sick leave, Stora Enso, an international forest products company, studied employees who were on long-term sick leave and in this connection started to consider how things would look in a best possible situation. They turned their gaze to the long-term healthy. That is, people who are very seldom sick. They are not only more often at work, when they are at work they are more motivated and do a better job. And Stora Enso, they found 4 factors important for health efficiency and profitability.
Clear goals, supportive leadership, open communication, everybody involved.
Is there anything here that isn't leadership and communication? In other words, there is no limit to how much can be saved, earned, and made more effective by working in the right way with leadership and communication. So when it comes to how the guiding lights in my book conducted leadership, this can be summarized in 3 sentences.
Create common vision and aims. Communicate in simple, clear terms. Focus on essentials, not details.
Now, moving on to individual characteristics, the guiding lights in my book agreed on the following.
Have an open, receptive attitude. Find the pleasure and passion of work. Trust your instincts.
88% of the guiding lights in my book say that pleasure is an important part of work, leadership and life generally. Please tell us why, Yulfi.
You should involve yourself passionately and with all your heart. It's so easy to believe that to be serious and politically correct, you must be dry as dust and boring. We, Guiding Light, prove the opposite is true. More than half, or 56% of the people I interviewed for my book say that you must trust your instincts. Maria Nivert, formerly CEO of Telia, the Swedish telecom company, puts it this way.
I believe intuition represents an extremely important analysis where your brain selects all applicable information. It's just that the process is so rapid you don't have time to work out how it's done. This isn't hocus pocus. Your brain stores everything and uses information that is relevant. As before, the most important advice regarding individual characteristics can be summarized in 3 sentences. Please, Yulfi.
Ensure employees have good knowledge of the company's goal and strategy. Trust your instincts and have fun.
The third main area where the guiding lights in my book had much in common was balance in your life. Enlighten us, Yulfi.
Even if many of us have jobs full of stress, the way in which we try to avoid the stress differs a lot. Naturally, humor and laughter are important protective mechanisms for us guiding lights. Some
Emphasize.
the importance of belonging to the various networks. Others choose yoga. It's very much a matter of setting strict priorities, putting a stop to some things, saying no when necessary, and living for the moment, the here and now, instead of always checking your diary and being upset by things that lie in the pipeline. We have a basic approach which says that instead of getting bogged down in misery and demands, you must yourself take responsibility for how you interpret what you see and experience. It's thus not only a question of how you have it, but how you take it. It's also a matter of learning from experience, not taking on the role of victim, feeling sorry for yourself and constantly complaining about others. If you have been involved with something that was difficult or failed, you must sooner or later accept what happened and say quite simply, "This really was a mess that stank to high heaven." Then you take a deep breath. After which it can take 3 seconds, 3 days, or 3 weeks, but sooner or later you must ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What should I do differently next time so I don't get into the same situation again? So that you start to think constructively and look forward, instead of destructively and look backward. In the book, we talk a lot about the importance of being together with family and friends and the high price of neglecting your family.
So, here too, the most important advice regarding balance between work and leisure can be summarized in 3 sentences.
Listen to your body's warning signs. Make time for activities other than your job. Make clear priorities and be strong enough to dump certain activities.
Okay, that was 57 of Sweden's most successful leaders on how you can best lead yourself and others. I am naturally fascinated by the consensus you see in their views. And Julfi and I must of course practice what we preach and try to summarize what we have talked about and the Guiding Light's 900 years of accumulated leadership experience. Since they are 57 people, we forced ourselves to use 57 words.
Create a common vision with clear goals. Work via colleagues. And focus on essentials, not on details. Communicate directly and openly. Have fun. Seek the passion of work in work. Don't take everything so seriously. Live now and skip what's unimportant. Listen to your body's warning signs and trust your instincts. Make time for yourself, your family, and friends.
Use this as a basic recipe, your basic recipe. Delete those parts that don't suit you and instead add your own ingredients and spices. The main point is that you find your own vision and live up to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jag vill också skaka hand nu.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.